Again, we have some video here. Now this dog, it's labeled as the hyper-panting, but actually we go through closed mouth, hyper-panting, and normal panting with this dog, and some tongue flicking is in here too. So that's pretty much a hyper-pant. There's the tongue flicks. Hyper-panting. Normal pant is like approach, but that's because then she just closes her mouth. Normal panting. And then hyperpanting again. So you see that tongue just kind of lolls out there. And then clenched mouth. And this guy you're really going to see again, look for the muscle tension on the side of his muzzle. You can see kind of some, see right there like the shadows, that's the muscle tension, it's ridges that are popping up from his muscles. And this shows you, if you just looked at his tail until it just went down between his knees, if you were just looking at his tail, you'd probably think he'd be okay, right? But everything on the head is kind of telling you he's pretty tense. So again, don't look at one thing. Okay, and then this is fast. I'm going to show it to you twice actually, and I'll explain to you why. So it's right at the beginning. So that would be a snarl. The lip curl. Okay. That is my boss's dog actually. She's a lovely, lovely dog. She has taken the kitten's bed. She's shoved into a little tiny cat bed and is telling the kitten to back off, so that's what's going on. Like I said, I'm going to show it to you again because most often when you're working with the dogs here, you're going to be walking them and they're going to be on a leash out in front of you. You're not going to be able to see what's going on really here. So this time, don't look at her lips and her mouth. Look at the top of her muzzle and see what happens there when a dog raises its lips. You're going to see a bunch of wrinkles kind of appear on the top of her muzzle. You see, and the nose raises back too. All right. And as Darlene said, if you guys have any questions at any point, just shout them out. Let me know. Okay. All right, so onto the ears. Different ear shapes do have different positions for what is considered to be neutral, for not much going on. So you do kind of need to know, again, with different breeds, what is typical for them. Regardless of the shape, for the most part, there's one exception. Ears move forward when a dog is on the alert. And again, that's taking up forward space, which is very, very important to dogs. Any kind of forward motion is considered confrontational. I shouldn't say that. Some forward motion is considered confrontational. Obviously, if they're showing lots of friendly postures and with it, then it's just solicitation for attention. But forward motion, taking up forward space is important for dogs. They're very aware of it. So ears going back is when a dog is defensive or, again, frightened or maybe showing submission. Okay. The easiest ones to read are dogs with naturally erect ears like German Shepherds. Those are really simple. When they go forward, they point at you. Okay. Very easy to read. When they're defensive, they lie on top of that. That's simple stuff. The ones that are still pretty easy to read and what we get most of are dogs with kind of sort of half erect, half tipped ears like this. They kind of move forward. Sometimes they'll actually unbend and stand up when they're on the alert, but mostly you're going to see this kind of stuff when they go forward and they kind of come out perpendicular to the head. And then defensive, they flatten and move back against the side of the skull. The most difficult ones to read are those long, heavy ears like Cocker Spaniels and Basset Hounds. What you're going to look for is not forward and back, you're looking for up and down. So when they're on the alert, the ear flap where it meets the head moves up, and when they're defensive, it moves down. So you're looking for lots of this type of stuff. And we have video to show you so you can see it. Okay, dogs who've had their ears surgically cropped to stand all the time, like Dobermans and Great Danes, that takes away mobility from those ears. So you're not going to be able to get as much information out of those guys. Okay, the good news is we don't have many dogs who are offensively aggressive, so I don't have lots of forward motion stuff to show you with the ears. He's mostly neutral here. They go back a little tiny bit sometimes, again, as he approaches, which is nice. He's saying, I'm not a threat. So the ears go back. That's about the most forward that they get, actually, when he sees a dog coming out of the room, because he's curious about what's going on over there. Again, this is probably one of the most common ear shapes, and that's neutral. They go back a little bit when he hears some noise. And then as he approaches me again, he's going to put the ears back a bit. Again, saying, I'm not a threat to you. Go back again a little bit more. Then as he turns and looks back at the dog behind him and sees what's going on, they go back to a more neutral position, kind of sticking out at the side of his head there. Okay. And this dog was a little nervous, so we're actually going to see a lot of defensiveness, so his ears are back. You can see they're kind of even resting on her neck a little bit, so those ears are pulled back some. Momentarily they will go forward as the dog comes around the corner and I start banging on the counter to get some noise as she reacts. So you can see they're out. That's what I would say would be a little bit more neutral the way they just were. And then again, you can see they're pulled back. See the muscles even pulling them back there. And then finally, those long, heavy ears, and this is where you're going to look for the vertical motion rather than forward. That's pretty much neutral there. You can see they're rising a bit, down, up, down. Okay. You also probably saw wrinkles started coming up on her forehead from the muscles moving the ears up and down. If you see wrinkles all of a sudden, you know that there's tension, so the ears are moving. So even if you don't notice the ears move themselves, those muscles appear, you know something's going on. Okay, eyes. Excuse me. When a dog is feeling neutral, you should be able to see the iris and the eye color. I'm sorry, the pupil and the iris pretty equally. Pupils dilate when they are aroused or anxious or stressed. Okay, so the more pupils, the more black you're seeing when you look in their eyes, the more upset they are. Veins may come up under the eyes also when they're aroused. It's a little different than what we were talking about earlier with the muscle tension on the muzzle, but it's in pretty much the same place, just a little bit above. And again, it's because their heart is pumping more blood. Veins pop up underneath the skin right here because there's so little skin there protecting it. You may also see what we call whale eye, which means the whites of the eyes become visible. For most dogs, you should not see that. Again, if you know your breeds, pugs, Shih Tzus, those types of dogs, Boston Terriers, frequently you're going to see the whites around the eyes, okay, but you should not for most other breeds. That happens again because they're stressed or aroused, because they're opening their eyes wider to take in more of what's around them because they feel insecure. So that's why you see the whites around there. Or it could be because they're conflicted. They want to look at what's over here, but they also want to keep an eye on what's over here. So because they're not fully comfortable, they won't turn their head all the way to look, so that's why they look out the corner of their eye. So they want to see what's going on here too. So you want to look for that. Also, eye contact. Excuse me. I'm sure you've all heard you should not stare a strange dog in the face or in the eyes. Absolutely true. It is confrontational. They should not do the same to you. Okay, so ideally what you should be getting from a dog is nice soft eye contact. So slow blinking, nice big full blinks, or they look at you and then they glance away and they look and glance away. So they make it apparent that they're not staring you down. It's broken up eye contact. So again, a direct hard stare is a warning for you to back off. Dogs who are very unsure watch everything you do. So it's not that they're staring at you necessarily, they just don't take their eyes off of you because they want to make sure they are prepared to get away if they feel they need to. And then finally, dogs who are nervous just don't make eye contact at all. It's like the ostrich with his head in the sand. He's like, if I don't see her, she doesn't see me, and everything will be okay. All right, so keep an eye out for that. So we've got one video to show you, just whale eye. You'll see some of the dilated pupils and stuff, another video coming up, but I want you to see whale eye. It's primarily the little black dog in the front who's showing it. The little blondie in the back does a little bit. You can see it right there, actually, right now on the yellow dog. But on the black dog, there's whale eye there, there's whale eye, whale eye. Don't let the fact that this dog is tolerating being pet fool you, okay? Just because you can touch them doesn't mean they enjoy it, and doesn't mean that they're not going to react at some point. See all the tongue flicking that happens when she starts being pet more? Whale eye and